Here, this is Perch, and something really quick. I've been talking about the need to get comics in different formats and other places, and at least half of that has kind of now been done. Marvel is basically, they're re-releasing their Marvel Masterworks line. They've changed it up a few times over the years, but usually it's pretty cosmetic. It will be kind of the basic kind of cover design, which has been annoying, frankly, to a lot of people, how they've changed it up, or different, very, very minor changes. In this case, though, Marvel is updating their Marvel Masterworks trade dress and the sizing. So they're moving to a slightly smaller 6 by 9 inch. It's not quite digest size, just to be a little bit obnoxious, but it's close to it. And they're going to start with Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. It's going to take, a series of issues. And we're curious how much they recolor and everything else. Does have a new cover, but it's taking a lot of the things I've said needed to happen. And I'm not, nobody's listening to me in this case. Hopefully they're just going to a bookstore and they're taking a look at manga and they're like, holy crap, look at all these slightly smaller digest sized things that are at a more consumable price point, and it's got the number of the volume very, very clearly on the side, which is a big deal. Marvel hasn't quite done that. I mean, it's like, well, we'll get to it in a second. DC is changed up their trade dress, and I think it looks really good for March. I think they've done some very smart things. So it's not, what you're looking for is on the shelf, very clearly identifying this is volume 1, this is volume 2, and so on. So it's not quite there, but 6 by 9, okay, good. In theory, can be cheaper. Will it be? That's not completely clear, but it will be a little bit cheaper for sure. And they're going to at least put these things back out in circulation in June, and then regularly kind of print and get them out. So this is smart. This is basically, you mine the work you already have, you do some minor adjustments to getting it printed out, you get these things back out in circulation. The challenge that Marvel needs to do is you can't stop here. So once you publish that volume 1 of Spider-Man, you need to then follow it up with more. You need to then continue to do this, and every few months, much like manga is doing, just keep pushing this stuff out on the shelf. Again, so if you look at this thing and the cover, which you can see on the screen, on the plus side, they've got a very clear large volume 1 on the back, but nothing on the spine. We've just got the Amazing Spider-Man there on the spine. This is something that's going to hurt them when you think about more volumes in the future, presuming they're going to do that. It's going to collect, it looks like, about 11 issues, these things, each one for Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and X-Men. That's not enough. I think you need to do more than that. It looks like the price point is coming in here at $14.95. It's a little bit hard to tell from the image, but it looks like about that price point. I may be wrong. Again, it's hard to tell. Everything's all blurry there in the image, but I think this is a positive. All things considered, this is a good move for Marvel to do this, and I think this is something DC needs to do. It's really just a different way to put out collections and omnibuses, but this is when you think about new people coming into comics, this is the stuff this is where they're going to go. They're going to go to a bookstore or a library. They're going to look for a logo they recognize, and they're going to look for the number 1, and they're going to say start here, and that's what you should do. It's a good way of just maximizing your money, getting people engaged and involved in these properties, young and cheap when they're new. So I hope, like I said, in June they're launching this thing out. Supposedly there will be more then in the future. Again, the place where Marvel tends to screw this up is that they do this, and then they let like a year go by for the next edition of it. And they also tend to kind of over worry about making the quality of the pages really good. And we're going to put on prestige paper and all the rest. The goal here should be use this digest size and use this collection to get it out in a good, strong, kind of readable format. But don't worry too much about the quality of the paper or any of that kind of crap. Just get these things out in a cheap, okay, get that price point down as low as humanly possible and put this stuff out. So I worry a little bit about it. They did get Michael Cho to do the cover of at least the Spider-Man version and conceivably the others. That's all right. Again, don't if you're Marvel, don't worry too much about the cover. Just don't make this overcomplicated. Get a nice simple picture, which they've done for Cho. But I mean, this is in the past, Marvel has done things like this, and it always goes sideways when they start to worry about the wrong things. Like I said, we're gonna put this out there for a brand new audience, but we're gonna worry about the production quality of the paper that to make it something a collector would love. It's like, except you're not marketing this to collectors, or we're going to hire this really famous comic artist that people will know to do the cover, but then the cover does not really stand out on the shelves and other things. So we will see. But credit where credit's due. This is a good move by Marvel. I'm glad they're doing it. Want to see this with DC. I want to see this kind of reach out to new customers who are taking these formats and doing something fun and exciting with them. That's what I want to see. So fits nicely on a bookshelf, 6x9. Again, feels a little bit like the past. I would prefer they go a little bit smaller, a little bit cheaper paper quality, try and get that price point down to $10. That would be probably ideal. And then get the number on the spine. Like, that's a huge oversight. Hopefully this isn't completely final art and we'll get that. But when these things are all stacked up on the shelf, I mean, what's crazy is we have the number of the volume is not on the spine or on the cover. It's tucked away on the back, which is the dumbest of all places to put it. It needs to be on the spine. That's how people are going to see it on the bookshelf. It also needs to be on the cover. So when you grab this book and hold it in your hands, you're looking at the cover, you're like, this is number 1. I also want to buy number 2. That's what you need. But anyway, good. Hope this continues. My mighty Marvel Masterworks, and I want to see more. So good luck. Hopefully this is the start of something. And yeah, so what about you? Is this something that you're interested in? If you're a comics collector, you've already seen this stuff, but could you see yourself buying this as a present for somebody else? Like, it comes time for holidays, you want to get somebody into comics. Hey, it's at a price point and a format that's going to be good for kids. Is this something that you would pick up? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. All the links to how to get in touch with me are in the description, but thanks for listening.